Hi, Yogi. My name's Sarah. Welcome to your practice. For today's class, you won't need much. If you have a couple of blocks, amazing. If you don't, no worries. Use what you have. You can also grab for a couple of books or pillows, but you might not need anything. We're going to start seated today, so either cross-legged in Sukhasana as I am here, or if you want to choose to sit in Virasana on your shins, you might grab for a pillow or a block and place it underneath your sits bones. Take a moment to just squish around a little bit. Right? Find a nice neutral spot to land. Take a roll of your shoulders, let them slide down your back. Begin to open up through your heart. Close your eyes when it feels ready. And then I'd like you to choose what you want to do with your hands here. So you can place them on your lap, palms down for a little extra grounding. If you want to flip them up, let me go ahead and restart. Hey, friend. Hey, friend. Welcome to your practice. My name's Sarah. Thank you for joining me today. You won't need not much. Hey, friend. Welcome to your practice. My name is Sarah. Thank you so much for joining me today. For today's class, you won't need much. If you have a couple of blocks, that's great. If not, no worries. You can also grab for a pillow or a couple of sturdy books. If you're just using your body and nothing else, you'll be great. Let's go ahead and start seated. You can sit cross-legged as I am. I've placed a block underneath myself just to give a little extra leverage and height. If you want to sit on your shins in a Virasana Hero's pose, you're welcome to do that. Go ahead and just take a moment to squish around side to side. Find a nice neutral place to begin. Maybe one roll of the shoulders, let them slide down your back. And then when it feels comfortable, close down the eyes or find a soft gaze just off the tip of your nose. And choose how you want to begin with your hands. So if you want to place them on your lap, palms down for grounding, or you can flip them up to receive sweetness and light for this practice. Or maybe you can find some simple contact with yourself by placing one hand over your heart and the other on your belly. So just choosing how you would organically like to begin. Find some stillness. Take a big inhale through your nose. Let it fill your low belly, your ribs, your chest, your throat. Exhale it through your mouth. Seal your lips. Begin to find the sound of your breath as it travels in and out through your nose. Starting to scan your body for any places that you're holding tension. Maybe the jaw or the eyebrows, the hands or the toes. See if you can just begin to let that slip away. So arriving in this moment with all of the senses that you're gifted with. Noticing what you hear, any smells in the room or a lingering taste in your mouth. Perhaps starting to connect to the temperature of the room or a breeze that's blowing past your skin or the sensation of your clothes holding you nice and safe. And then start to acknowledge the quality of your thoughts. Right? If you're kind of dipping into the future here or leaning into the past, can you simply arrive right here, right now, with the sound of your breath, the sound of the dogs barking next door. Start to deepen your breath, breathing in through your nose, letting it fill your low belly, ribs, chest, and throat. Exhaling through your nose, softening your belly, ribs, chest, and throat. Take about 3 more rounds on your own. Keeping your eyes closed on your next inhale. Circle your arms out, around, and up. Press your palms over your head. Catch a prayer. And exhale to bring that prayer to your heart. Bow your head down. Taking a moment to set an intention for practice. So, trying not to intellectualize this intention, letting it be just a simple way that you can show up for yourself today. Take an inhale through your nose to see that intention. Exhale through your mouth to let it manifest. When you're ready, flutter your eyes open, gazing at your fingertips. Slowly lift your head back on top of your neck. Let's come into a tabletop position, all fours. We've got some friends joining us next door, some little pooches. So let's go ahead and find your neutral spine tabletop to start. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. We'll move through some cats and cows. Spread your fingers wide. Take an inhale, drop your belly, lift chin and tail, arch your spine. Exhale, press into the ground, round into a cat, chin to your chest. Inhale, cow, belly drops, chin lifts. Exhale, cat spine, round and in. Couple more rounds on your own, yogis. Maybe closing down the eyes and connecting to this body. Okay, maybe adding on some intuitive movements, maybe some rolls through the hips or circles up the head. If you do a lot of work on the computer, you can flip the fingertips around and just start to slowly circle the shoulders around your wrist to stretch out the wrists. Switching the directions here if you're doing that. Take about 1 more breath to move like you. And then we'll meet in a neutral spine, tabletop. I want you to keep your right hand where it is. Pick up your left hand and bring it to the back of your skull. Let the elbow open wide. We'll start to open up the thoracic spine. Take an inhale, start to open your chest to the ceiling, lift up. As you exhale, tap your left elbow to your right arm. Inhale to open and lift. Exhale to tap. 2 more times, inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open up. Exhale, close. This time, let's inhale, open up, reach your left fingers towards the sky, breathe in. Exhale, thread the needle. Slide your left arm behind your right wrist, bringing your shoulder to the mat. Now your right hand, you can either bring it behind your back for a more twist, or you can swim it over your head for a little bit more length in the right side of your body. Now I want you to think here about pushing your heart towards the sky. Take another breath. As you're ready, crawl your right hand underneath your shoulder. Press into it as you lift your left arm up, pausing when you get to the top. Let's open into a modified side plank. Swivel your right shin behind you. Extend your left leg long. Heel plugs into the mat. Now from here, start to stretch your left arm up over your head, getting really nice and juicy into that left side body. You can stay, you can start to circle that left arm down, around, and up, taking big circles here as you start to lubricate through your shoulder joint. If you're doing those circles, let's switch direction, reaching it back and opening through your heart. Good, 1 more time. Good, let's go ahead and meet in a tabletop position, all fours. Once you're in your tabletop, I want you to tuck all 10 toes behind you. Hover your knees 2 inches off the mat for a hovering tabletop. So we start to build some core strength here. Right, starting to ignite our trunk. Draw your navel towards your spine, so sucking your low belly muscles in. Try not to drop your head, but keep looking out in front of you. Take a big breath. Drop your knees down, tabletop. Take a cat and a cow, flush that out. And we meet in neutral. This time your left hand's going to stay where it is. Pick up your right palm, bring it to the back of your skull. Inhale, open to the sky. Exhale, right elbow taps left arm. Inhale to open. Exhale, close. Wind starting to pick up here. Inhale, open. Feels really nice on this hot day. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Pause when you get to the top. Reach your right fingertips to the sky. Exhale, thread your needle. Bring your right arm behind your left wrist. And again, take what you want with that left arm. Right? It might be different on this side, so take a moment to connect to your body, see what's going to be most nurturing. And then again, we're thinking about spiraling the chest towards the sky. Take another breath. Walk your left hand underneath your shoulder. Press into it as you lift your right arm back up. Pause at the top. Open up into that modified side plank. Right leg extends, left shin behind you. Start to reach your right arm over your head, getting nice and long. And then again, maybe you take those circles, reaching it down, around, and up. Breathing here, check back in. Listen to the sound of your breath. If you're circling, go ahead and switch the direction. You're just tuning into how it feels to be in this body today. And we'll meet in a tabletop, neutral spine. Once again, tuck your toes, lift your knees 2 inches, hovering table. Right, and I want you to think about pressing your shoulder blades to the sky so we're not sinking into the heart or the shoulders. Right, lifting out of the wrist. Weights in the knuckles here and the fingertips. Keep the neck long. You're here for 3. Breathing 2. Stay for 1. Plank pose. Extend your legs long. Keep your toes tucked on the ground. Kick through your heels. Reach through your crown. 1 long line of energy. Right, again, looking at the top of your mat. And I want you to think about corseting your ribs together, so knitting the bottom ribs close. Draw navel to spine. Breathe for 3, 2, 1. Child's pose. Knees wide, toes touch, hips to heels. Your forehead kisses Mother Earth for a moment. Savoring this breath, savoring this body. Take a full inhale through your nose. Exhale it through your mouth. When you're ready, shift forward into a tabletop. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. You start to move a little here, pedal out the legs, nod your head yes, shake your head no. Right, if there's something that you need to release on sound or a lip flutter, go ahead and do that. Okay, give yourself permission to be expansive here. We'll start to turn these pedals into steps. Walk to the top of your mat. Find a forward fold. Feet underneath the hips, so you can take 2 fists and place them in between your arches for good measure. Once you get there, grab for opposite elbows. Take a little ragdoll, maybe a sway side to side or a gentle bob up and down, right? Okay, releasing what you don't need. Let go of the head. Gently release your grip. Let your arms drip heavy out of their sockets. Press into the feet. Slowly start to roll to stand, stacking 1 vertebra at a time. Your head is the very last thing to arrive. Once you get there, take a roll of the shoulders, lift your heart, flip your palms forward, Tadasana, close your eyes. Okay, scanning the body for any bits of tension that you're still holding. Can you release the muscles of your face and let your jaw soften? Can you find a nice strong core as you draw your navel to your spine? Lift up on your kneecaps to engage your quads. Take a full breath. Inhale, reach your arms out, around, and up. Open the eyes as you catch a prayer overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Dive it down. Hinge from the hips. Soften your knees. Slide fingers to shins. Halfway lift. Inhale, roll the weight forward. Exhale, release. Press into your feet. Inhale, stand all the way up. Catch a prayer. Exhale, bring that prayer to your heart. Coming back to an intention that you maybe set for yourself at the beginning of practice. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Dive it down. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Press into the feet one more time. Stand up, reach up, press the palms. Exhale, slide your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, soften the knees, hinge from your hips, fold it in. Halfway lift, roll the weight forward, look over the tip of your nose. Exhale, let it go. Hands to the ground. Step your right leg back, coming into your first low lunge. Now, if you have blocks, you might grab them and bring them under your hands. If not, just tent onto your finger pads. And I want you to just maybe start to bob your hips a little bit up and down so you can say hello to those hip flexors. Right, really kicking through that right heel for another breath. Good. From here, let's tap the back knee down, untuck your toes, half split, straighten through the left leg as you push the hips back and peel your toes towards your face. Now you can walk hands or blocks underneath your shoulders. Find a little tiny half lift as you lengthen through your spine. Exhale, maybe you start to hinge forward, pushing that left hip back any amount, possibly dropping your head for a good breath. Slowly, let's rebend the left knee. Ditch your blocks. Plant your palms, plank pose, step back. We'll build a flow here. From your plank, go ahead and tap both of your knees down. We're going to take a modified chaturanga. So shift yourself forward 2 inches. Bend your elbows lower halfway down, pausing here. Breathe in. Exhale all the way to your belly. Untuck your toes, zip your legs together. Slide your heart forward for a baby cobra. Squeeze your shoulders and elbows. Exhale, forehead down. Tabletop to a downward facing dog. Take a breath when you get there. Good. Start to walk your feet to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Heavy the head, Uttanasana. Press into the feet. Inhale, stand all the way up. Sweep the arms high. Exhale, bring a prayer to your heart. Good. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold with that breath. Halfway lift, roll it forward, lengthen. Exhale to release. Plant your palms. Step your left leg back this time, low lunge. Again, maybe grabbing for blocks or tenting the fingers. And then find that gentle bob up and down, or maybe it's a sway as you shimmy through the hips, side to side. Right, connecting back to your breath and your intention. We'll tap the back knee down, untuck your toes. Half split, Ardha Hanumanasana. Squeeze that right leg straight as you shift the hips back and flex the toes. Hands under shoulders, halfway lift, find some length. Exhale, maybe melt it a little bit more down. Squeeze that right hip backwards. Option to drop the head for a breath. Rebend your right knee. Ditch your props. Plant your palms, plank pose. We pause. You can take the vinyasa that we did before. You're always welcome to skip flows. Or we'll start to build. Shift forward to your tippy toes. Chaturanga, elbows bend backwards towards your ribs, halfway down. Inhale, slide onto the tops of your feet. Upward facing dog. Roll your shoulders down your back. Lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck the toes. Push the hips up. Take a full breath in. Smooth breath out. From your downward dog, let's lift the right leg up and back for a down dog split. You can stay if it feels nourishing. You might bend your right knee. Peel the hips open, stacking right hip on top of left, maybe circling through the ankle, maybe taking some knee circles to start to lubricate through the hip joint. Right, this next sequence, we're really going to get into the hips. When you're ready, straighten through your right leg, dial the toes down, square your hips. Draw your knee towards your nose, scoop your belly in, step your foot in between your hands. If it doesn't quite make it, just crawl the toes forward. You want to stack knee over ankle. Good. We're going to find a twist here. Keep your left hand down. Take an inhale to reach your right arm all the way up to the sky. And instead of twisting with the arm, see if you can twist with your torso. So think about scooping your heart towards the sky, dropping the right shoulder down your back. Take a full breath in. Exhale, swim the right arm forward and down, plant it on the ground. Drop your back knee, untuck your toes. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Lift the arms up, stack the shoulders over the hips. Good. And then maybe you start to slide the hips forward any amount, again saying hello to the hip flexors. Relax the shoulders. Take a big breath in. Exhale, take a turn to the left. Left arm forward, right arm back. Big T twist here. You can stay like this. You might bring your left hand to your right thigh, twisting a little bit deeper. Relax the right shoulder. Good. Inhale, come up through center, arms high. Exhale, hands come inside your front foot. Right hand's gonna stay down this time. Inhale, start to peel your left arm up to the sky for a modified side angle pose. Now, if this feels a little wonky, you might bring that left shin behind you, kind of like a kickstand here, right? And then the right shoulder is making contact with your right knee. So see if you can press into the shoulder, twist your heart to the sky, full breath. Good. Using the strength of your legs. Take an inhale, lift your torso up for a modified warrior two. Now you really might want that kickstand here. See if you can kind of lunge a little bit deeper here, relax your shoulders, right? Really reaching in opposite directions to open up through the heart. Flip your front palm, reach it forward, up and back, modified reverse warrior. Left hand finds your left leg, opening through the right side body. Take a full breath in. Exhale, cartwheel your hands inside your front foot. We'll set up a lizard pose. Walk your right foot to the outer edge of your mat, hands underneath your shoulders. Yogis, you might stay, you might grab for a couple of blocks, bring them underneath the hands, or maybe crawl onto the elbows to deepen this stretch. Right, and same thing here, you're thinking about squeezing your right knee towards your right shoulder. Take 2 breaths, inhale. Exhale. One more time, breathing in. Breathing out to soften. When you're ready, if you're on the elbows, come back onto the hands. Move your blocks out of the way. I want you to tent onto your fingertips like you had 2 grapefruits under the hands. Wide half split. Push the hips back, straighten through your right leg. Peel your toes off the mat. Now again, you might walk the hands back. Now there's a tendency here for the left hip to slide out to the side. Can you bring it towards your midline? Maybe sliding that left hip backwards a little bit more. You're here for about 2 breaths, maybe closing the eyes. You keep the spine long. Let's rebend that front knee. Plant your palms, step back into a downward facing dog, and take a flow of your choice. So whether it's a knees, chest, chin variation or that modified chaturanga, I'll meet you in a downward dog. When you get to your downward dog, keep the knees soft, push your hands forward and down like your heart was going to touch your thighs. Inhale, reach your left leg up, maybe staying or bending your knee, opening through the hips, circling the toes or the knee around a little bit, getting into that hip joint. Straighten through the left leg, dial the toes down, square your hips, breathe in. Exhale, knee towards your nose, step your foot between your hands, set up your low lunge. Good. From here, right hand's gonna stay down. Take an inhale, reach your left arm up, find that twist. Again, you're twisting from the center of your chest, your heart. Drop the left shoulder down to your back. Take one more breath in. Exhale, swim your left arm forward and down. Plant it on the mat. Drop your back knee, untuck your toes, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, lift up. Maybe sending the hips forward just an inch or so. Relax the shoulders. Notice if there's some clenching going on in the upper body, the face, the jaw. Can you soften? Take another breath in. Exhale, turn to the left for your open twist. Left arm behind you, right arm forward. Now again, you have that option of bringing right hand to left thigh. For a little extra leverage, maybe looking towards your left thumb. A really juicy twist here. Send the hips forward. Inhale, reach the arms up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands come down inside that front foot. Modified side angle. Left hand stays down. Inhale, peel the right arm up to the sky. Again, maybe taking that kickstand with the right shin. Really press your left shoulder into your left knee to spin your heart up. Breathe here. Rooting down through your lower body. Inhale, lift up into a modified warrior 2. Shoulders stack over the hips, arms parallel with the ground. Okay, maybe lunging a little bit further here. Really deepening the stretch in the hips. Can you breathe? Can you soften? Right, notice if you're kind of dipping into the future or leaning into the past with the torso. Maybe see if you can just stack the shoulders right over the hips. Begin to flip your front palm. Take some peace as you reverse your warrior up and back. Right hand to back leg, left arm up. Exhale, cartwheel your hands inside your front foot. Lizard lunge. Heel toe that left foot to the edge of your mat. Walk your hands under shoulders. Again, option to grab for some blocks here. Set this up on the hands or the forearms. Squeeze that left shoulder towards your, or left knee towards your left shoulder rather. And breathe. Close the eyes 2 rounds. Breathing in through the nose. And out through the nose. One more time on your own. As you're ready, crawl yourself back onto the hands. Ditch your props. Hands under the shoulders. Tent onto your finger pads. Find those grapefruits. Wide half split. Push the hips back. Straighten the left leg. Peel the toes off the mat. Again, walking the hands under the shoulders. Right, that tendency, the right hip's going to want to slide to the side. Can you bring it to midline? Good. Peel the toes towards your face, really flexing them towards your knee. Take a full breath. Let's carefully rebend the left knee, plant the palm, step back, take your flow or skip it. I'll meet you in a downward dog. All right, take a full breath. Good, we'll start to build a little bit here, yogis. Go ahead and walk your toes together. Look at your thumbs, bend your knees, take a full breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe it's a big hop. Maybe it's a couple steps. You arrive at the top of your mat, feet underneath your hips. Inhale, stand all the way up, reach your hands high, keep the palms separated. Exhale, chair pose, bend the knees, sit low. Good, drop the shoulders down your back. Squeeze your belly muscles in to engage your core. Drop the weight into your heels, right? Try not to grip the mat with the toes. Take another breath in. Exhale, forward fold, let that go. Slide fingers to shins, halfway lift, pinch your shoulder blades back. Exhale, release. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose, second set. Again, sitting low, opening through the heart, right? Sometimes this pose is called fierce pose, right? So see if you can really find that ferocity, that strength, that courage to open your heart, to find strength in the legs, sitting nice and deep. Take a full breath in. Exhale, release, Uttanasana, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, let it go. One more time, inhale, sweep the arms up, stand up. Exhale, sit low, chair pose. Okay, maybe reaching towards something that you want, finding that intention in your heart. Unlocking your true potential. Relax the shoulders, find another breath in. Exhale, release, dive it down. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, release, plant your palms, maybe step. If you have a jump back in your practice, you can do that, but land in bent elbows. We'll meet in a downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good work, friends. We've got another flow. So in your down dog, take a full breath in through the nose. Exhale it through your mouth. Inhale, reach your right leg up. Exhale, step it between your hands. Now right away, make sure you don't land on a tightrope. So you want some space between the feet. Think railroad tracks here. Press into the feet. Inhale, high lunge. Reach the arms up. Right, and here you're thinking about sliding the left hip forward, right hip back. Soften the shoulders, full breath in. Exhale, turn to the right, open twist, right arm behind you, left arm forward. Now again, you can stay. You might bring your left hand to your right thigh, a little bit more leverage to twist. Maybe you look towards your right thumb for another full breath. Inhale, come up through center, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Spin the back heel down. Set up the alignment in your feet, so heel to arch or heel to heel. Then lunge a little bit deeper. Think about bringing the right knee in line with the second and third toes. So you're rolling the weight into the outer edge of your foot. Soften the shoulders, find all of that space in the chest as you reach in opposite directions. Breathe. Good. Start to reach your right fingertips forward and down, side angle pose. Right hand can come to the mat or a block, or maybe just bring the right forearm to your thigh here. Start to reach your left arm over your head, extending into that left side. Now, option to stay, option to find those circles again with that left arm, or if you want to come into a half bind, you can bring your left forearm behind your back, reaching the left fingers to your right thigh. And if you've got that half bind, you might bring your chin towards your shoulder, sink a little bit deeper into the hips. Good, wherever you are. Let's meet inside angle, left arm reaching up. Press into the feet, inhale, reverse your warrior. Keep the bend of your right knee, left arm to back thigh, right arm up and back, breathe in. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the ground, low lunge, pick up your back heel, pause. Take an inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward, forward fold, top of your mat. Beautiful. Release the head, bob up and down. Inhale, chair pose, sit low, reach high, weights in the heels. Relax the shoulders, you got this. Breathing in, breathing out. From here, pour the weight into your right foot, one-legged Tadasana. Come to stand with your left knee in line with your hip. Flex your toes. Good, full breath in to reach through your fingers. Exhale, take a turn to the left, open your twist. Now again, right hand can come to left thigh, a little bit more leverage. If you want to go a little further, you might slide your right hand to the outer edge of your left foot. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. If you grab the foot, you might start to slowly squeeze your leg towards straight. Maybe it's bent. Maybe it starts to straighten wherever you are today. Good, take another breath. If the leg is straight, let's bend the knee. Inhale, one-legged mountain, come up. Bring your hands to heart center. Figure four, left ankle on right thigh. Keep the toes flexed. That's going to stabilize your knee joint. Figure four, chair. Start to bend your standing knee. Bringing your forearms to your shin, or just dropping the hands to the ground or blocks. Maybe releasing the head for 2 more breaths. And think about energizing that left knee behind you to feel this juicy stretch in the outer hip. Hands come to heart center. Come all the way back up. Left knee comes forward. Step it down. Give that right foot a little shake out. Maybe crack the toes on the mat. Let that go. Good, feet underneath the hips. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Take a halfway lift, fingers to shins. Exhale, vinyasa, plant the palms, step, step, or jump. Maybe skip it all together. Two breaths in your downward dog. Okay, knees are soft, hips push up and back. We've got one more side just like that. Take an inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, step it forward. Right, making sure not to land on that tightrope, space between the feet. Inhale, high lunge. Arms reach up, shoulders over the hips. Good. Right, settle into the bend of that knee. Keep thinking about pushing your right hip forward. Engage your belly muscles here. Full breath in. Exhale, turn to the left, open twist. Again, maybe finding that leverage, looking towards the left thumb. Good, sink a little bit deeper. Inhale, high lunge, come up. Exhale, warrior two. Spin your back heel down. Right, take care of that alignment here. Relax the shoulders. Again, you're sliding that left knee in between your second and third toe. Soften the shoulders, lift the heart. Breathe. Good. Side angle pose, reach your left arm forward and down, hand inside foot or forearm to thigh. Again, option with that right arm, you can take some circles here, or you might come into that half bind by bringing the forearm behind your back. Right, see if you can crawl the right fingers towards your left thigh, and then maybe your chin comes towards your right shoulder as you push your heart to the sky. Right, sinking into that lunge. Let's meet in a side angle, reaching the right fingertips up. Press into the feet, inhale, reverse warrior. Keep the bend of left knee as you reach up and back, big side body stretch. Exhale, low lunge. Cartwheel your hands down, pick up your back heel, pausing here. Take an inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, top of your mat. A little bit more balance. Inhale, chair pose. We start here. Sit low, reach high. Fierce pose. Breathe. Pour the weight into your left foot. Come to stand in a one-legged Tadasana. Right knee comes forward, flex the toes. Good, full inhale. Exhale, twist to the left, or twist to the right rather. Right arm behind you, left arm forward. Maybe grabbing for some leverage, or sliding the left hand to the outer edge of right foot, thinking about squeezing that right leg straight. Whoop. Right, if you fall out, we just come back in. Right, wherever you are, 2 more breaths. Good, come back through center, reach the arms up, hands to your heart, figure 4, right ankle to left thigh. Right, keeping the toes flexed. Figure 4 chair, go ahead and soften your left knee, forearms to shin, or again, hands to the ground. Right, keep your spine long wherever you go. And again, you're thinking about energizing that right knee behind you. Really juicy stretch here. Good, slowly, let's come back up, one-legged mountain, right knee forward. Step it down, shake it out, shake it out. Maybe a little dance party on your mat. Yeah, crack the left toes. Okay, top of your mat, Tadasana, roll the shoulders back, flip the palms forward, close your eyes here. Take a couple deep breaths. Okay, letting go of whatever has happened or hasn't happened in your practice so far, getting rid of judgment and criticism, just standing in your power and strength. Okay, coming back to your intention. And then listening to the sound of your breath. Just gently flutter the eyes open. We'll take a standing back bend here, so just check in with your feet to start. Make sure they're right underneath your hips. I want you to bring your hands to your lower back with the fingertips pointing down. Pinkies might touch. Squeeze your shoulders together like you could hold onto a pencil between your shoulder blades. Soften your knees. Take an inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. Engage your belly muscles. Exhale, start to push your hips forward. Reach your heart to the sky. Right, keep squeezing the shoulders, keep the knees soft, really engage your belly to protect your low back. Lead with the heart, come all the way up. Spill it down into a forward fold, release your arms at the bottom. From here, take your 2 peace fingers on both hands, wrap them around your big toes, right where flip-flops would go, and make a circle with your thumbs. Take an inhale for a teeny tiny half lift. Exhale, bend the elbows sideways. Draw your belly to your spine. Right, knees are as soft as you'd like here. Release the head. Right, connecting to sensation, the backs of your legs, the stretch of your shoulders. Maybe there's a little bit of breeze on the skin. Release the hands. Take an inhale, halfway lift to reset. Exhale, vinyasa, step, step, or jump into a chaturanga. And this time, let's meet in a child's pose. Dropping onto the knees, hips to heels. Make some space for your belly to expand between your thighs. Right, connecting back to you, this time that you've taken for yourself to open the body, to make space for something new, and to connect to your breath. Take a full inhale through your nose. Exhale, let go of something that's not serving you here right now. Go ahead and shift forward into a tabletop, all fours. Take a moment to stack your hips over your knees. I'm going to come into a puppy pose to start to slow things down. So you want you to keep the hips over the knees. Just start to crawl your hands forward until your forehead touches the ground, or maybe grab for a block and place it right under your head. Okay, letting the shoulders drop. See if you can unclench the jaw and the fingers, really juicy stretch of the shoulders and the upper back here. And if you feel this in the tops of your hips, I want you to just bring your hips more forward, so less like a child's pose, more like a tabletop in the legs. Maybe closing the eyes, take 3 breaths, breathing in, breathing out 1, slow inhale, smooth exhale for 2, last time, inhale, exhale 3, stay low to the mat, come back into your child's pose, maybe keeping the knees together, and bring the arms by your side so that you can round the shoulders, curling up a little tiny ball here. Breathe into the back body, so seeing your rib cage expand with every inhale. Your hands under your shoulders. Roll yourself up to sit on your heels. All right. Now I want you to come to stand on your shins, yogis. Tuck your toes behind you and then sit down on your heels for a toe sit. It's called screaming toe pose. I don't know if that's its formal name, but definitely suits it. So this is a good stretch for your feet. So especially when we get into the winter season, we're wearing tight boots and shoes. We really want to stretch out the feet. You can also place a block underneath your knees. This is going to give a little bit more support. Make sure you tuck your baby toes in. And then once you're here, go ahead and interlace your hands behind your back, squeeze the palms together. Maybe start to straighten the elbows as you squeeze your shoulders and open your chest. Close your eyes, either keeping the fist down or starting to reach it towards the space behind you. Slide your jaw a little bit from right to left. Right, make some funny faces as we find a lot of tension in the face when we do this pose. Right away, everything wants to clench and tighten because it's a lot of sensation in the feet. So again, see if you can just soften the face, relax the jaw, take 2 more breaths. Soften the shoulders 1 more time. Gently open the eyes, release your hands, move the block that's in your way. We're going to untuck the toes, sit back on your heels, walk your hands behind your hips, lift your knees any amount. So this is a counter stretch of the tops of your feet and your ankles. Okay, try not to dump too much weight into the fingers. Push your heart forward, full breath in, full breath out. Drop the shins. Let's shift the hips to one side. Extend your legs out in front of you. Let's crawl the toes to the top of your mat. Reach your arms out in front of you. Sit up nice and tall. Plug your feet into the ground. We're going to lower to our backs on my count. Pressing into the feet, roll down for 5. Starting to round the shoulders, 4. Engage their core for 3. Feet still pressing, 2. And 1. Once you arrive on your back, start to walk your heels closer to your butt. We'll set up a bridge pose here, nice juicy back bend. So tickle your heels with your fingers. Palms by your side. Inhale, press into your feet. Push your pelvis towards the sky. So we're going to do this twice. So maybe this isn't your fullest expression of the pose. That's fine. If you want to crawl your shoulders together and interlace your hands into a fist, maybe pushing into the feet, lifting your hips a little higher. All right, take 2 breaths wherever you are. Gently release the hands if you've got that grip. Roll all the way down. Drop your sacrum to the mat. Let's knock the knees together. Walk the feet wide for a constructive rest. So getting a little bit of length and space in the low back. Bridge pose number 2 as you're ready. Walk your feet underneath your knees. Inhale, press into the feet, lift your pelvis high. Again, maybe you find that grip, opposite thumb on top this time, squeezing the shoulder blades. Keep your chin off your throat. Right, notice if the knees want to come wide, can you draw them towards midline? Really press into your big toe mounds here. One more breath in. Exhale, release the hands, lower it down. Constructive rest, knees knocked together, feet open wide. Close your eyes. Maybe placing your hands on your belly to find a deeper, fuller breath. Good. Yogi, as you're ready, draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Grab onto your shin bones. Start to sway side to side. Right, so much that you might even feel like you're going to tip over, kind of losing control here as you rock on your back. And then next time that your knees come to the right, let's just let them fall down into a twist. So you might move the hips to the left, open up the arms into a big T shape. This feels like a lot on your low back. You can always straighten the right leg forward and just keep the left knee bent. Close the eyes as you look past your left fingertips. You send 2 breaths into your left rib cage. So really, from your mind's eye, seeing your ribs expand towards the sky. Let's come back through center, feet on the ground for a moment so that your spine can neutralize before we twist the other way. When you're ready, knees to your chest. Maybe there's a rock, or maybe you just slide into the other side for your twist. Let the knees fall to the left. Move your hips to the right. Open up your arms. Again, that option to straighten through the left leg. And then maybe you turn your chin to your right shoulder. You're sending 2 rounds of breath to your right ribs. And come back through center, feet on the ground one more time. Pausing here. Draw your knees into your chest. Happy baby pose. Slide your hands in between your legs. Grab the outer edges of your feet. And there's this kick of the heels towards the sky as you actively pull your knees towards your outer ribs. Maybe there's some final bits of movement here. Anything that you want to take to seal off your practice. A rock side to side, or one leg straightens and then the other. And then as you're ready, you'll make your way into your final pose, Shavasana. So that could be corpse pose with the legs and arms extended. If you feel some tightness in the low back, you might slide a couple of blocks underneath your knees. Right, flip your palms up to the sky so that you can remain open and receptive as we let the work settle. Close your eyes. Let's take a final breath in through your nose. Let it fill you from the soles of your feet to the crown of your head. Exhale it through your mouth. Let it spill. For the next few moments, let there be nothing to do, nowhere to go, and no one to be. Shavasana. As you are, slowly start to bring one hand to your heart, the other to your belly. Making a little bit of connection with yourself, checking back in. You're just noticing what it's like to be in this body today, what it's like to be you. It might not be a word, it might just be a feeling. Start to find a deeper breath in and a smoother breath out. You're listening to the sound of your beautiful breath. Right? That gift that we get without having to ask. Right? That prana, that life force energy, the breath is always there for us to take. Start to rock your head from right to left, waking up your cervical spine, massaging the back of your skull. When you're ready, bend your knees, place your feet to the ground, and just roll to a fetal posture on your favorite side. You can use your bicep for a pillow, pausing here for a moment, keeping the eyes closed down. Right, coming back to yourself, any intention that you put into motion at the beginning of practice, check back in. As we close practice with that Shavasana corpse pose, signifies the end. And when we roll to a fetal position on our side, we're physically turning our backs on what's no longer serving us, signifying new beginnings and a fresh start. Keep your eyes closed, press your way into a comfortable seat, facing whichever direction you organically arrive. Take a roll of your shoulders, find a tall spine, place your hands into a prayer position in front of your heart, and bow your head down. We close with a prayer. Loka samasta sukhinu bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free of suffering, and may the actions and intentions of my life in some way contribute to that happiness and freedom for all. Take a final inhale through your nose to fill yourself up. Exhale it through your mouth to let something go. Slide your thumb knuckles to your forehead, third eye. We bow together. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you feel a little bit more open and able to tackle the rest of your day. And I will see you next time.